What's up, guys? Man with No Game 45 here, and welcome back to the channel. It has been far too long since I shared my last video. Things have picked up with my work, so I've had less time to make videos, but also, let's face it, the state of the game for MK Mobile lately has been pretty sad. There have been no new cards available via soul packs for players in all of 2021, with classic Noob Saibot and MK11 Rain only available via pay packs with a 20% drop rate for $9.99. Paying an average cost of close to $50 per fusion of a card is not something most players like to do. So between that, the Rat Race and Faction Wars, and the new Lin Kuei Tower 2.0, which didn't even feature an epic gear as a reward, players haven't had much to go on these past few months. But that's it. I'm done for now. You didn't come on this channel or click on this video to hear me rant the entire time, so let's get to the good stuff. We'll start off with the uncommon gear, because those of us who play a lot of MK Mobile Survivor mode are very excited for these gear pieces. The reason why? We only have to spend 40 blood rubies to repair them and use them again and again on our teams to give us an edge in Survivor mode. With that in mind, the first piece we'll look at is the Oroboros ring. At just its base stats, it's going to have a 40% recovery boost. But what really has me excited about this gear, and fearful at the same time, is that when maxed out, this recovery boost is going to be significant for an uncommon gear. Currently, most uncommon gears max out at 40 to 50% recovery in game. There is nothing even close to the Oroboros ring currently in MK Mobile. Now, I won't be listing damage and health stats here. If you follow it in most towers, uncommon gear starts with a 10% damage boost and tops out at an 80% damage boost, and goes double that for health, with a 20% health boost topping out with a 160% health boost. What that means is if you have any uncommon tower gear, you have to equip it onto your characters. Typically, unless you have some very elite gear pieces, you're going to want to put this gear on your characters in the tower. What really stands out here, though, is the max stat that's added to the gear at Fusion X. Kind of like the Ghost Armor talent in the talent tree that has you gaining power from each critical hit that you take, this ring will have you, or more importantly in this case, the bosses in the Sorcerers tower, gaining 75% more power every time they take a hit from you. Expect their power bars to be charging much faster than normal. Also, with bosses having only had 20% recovery boost in the past, the recovery this ring provides will be very noticeable. Not to mention the addition of a new character in the game with a 400% recovery rate as the biggest part of his passive. If MK11 Rain features prominently in the tower, as it seems likely he will, we won't just have to deal with his counterattacking us, we'll have to deal with his 400% recovery rate for him, his MK11 teammates, or even possibly Raiden teammates, since his passive applies to them and his soaked debuff is something that works directly with either Classic Raiden or Injustice 2 Raiden. Classic Ermac will be huge in boss fights now with his 30 seconds of disabling recovery. Again, since recovery has only ever been 20% in past towers, it really hasn't been noticeable at all for bosses. However, this ring is going to change everything, and if you see it equipped on a tower boss, make sure that you're running Classic Ermac on your team to disable it, and prioritize taking that boss out first. Next up, we have the Salamander gloves. Their 30% combo ender damage boost isn't really a game changer. Even when they're maxed, I doubt you're going to notice it nearly as much as the damage increase to poison, bleed, and fire damage over time. That 25% still, though, isn't going to be that noticeable. Overall, this gear is not nearly as impactful as the Oroboros ring. Rounding out our uncommon gear, we have the Snake Fang. At base stats, it is pretty negligible, but when fully maxed, the percentage chance to apply poison on Special 2 will become problematic, but even more than that, the max stat of poison lasting 35% longer will be a huge issue, especially if there are any boss characters that have a poison damage over time. And that will conclude our first video on the new gear and strategies for the Sorcerer's Tower. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to throw it a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. And above all, if you find this content helpful, please be sure to share it with others in the MK Mobile community. With every tower event getting harder, the Sorcerer's Tower will be the hardest we've played so far. So be sure to keep an eye out for my Rare and Epics videos coming soon. As always, thank you all for watching, and be sure to follow Man with No Game 45 on Twitter.